This is Damon Stevens, Federal Builders, and today is Monday, December 20th, 2021, and this is a stock market update for our trades for Monday. And hopefully, you had a good trading day. It was a little crazy, another pullback day again. Uh, but let's look at the charts and see what we could find out that may help us out the rest of this week. So looking at Dow Jones, it was down 1.23%, NASDAQ down 1.24%, and S&P 500 down 1.14%. So definitely seen our pullbacks here, including, concluding over the weekend. So let's take a look. So if you look at the heat map, you can see definitely mostly red across the board. So not a lot of opportunities here unless you're shorting the market. So hopefully you're either locking profits in or you're short of the market. And we're able to capture some of this move. And so let's see what else it brought us. So SOPA, our demand was over 100%. And volume was high. So let's take a look at it and see what it provided. So SOPA 329 up to $13 here. Just actually the high was 13.44. So even if you missed this first run up here, you did have a pullback here, spiked down here to 946, and then rallied back up here for his peak of 13.44. So even if you missed the first initial scan, hopefully you caught it off the scanner on this dip here. Happened around 11:30, rallied back up and pulled back down here at the end of the day. So we'll see if we get another day out of this, but definitely a good trade for today. BIR, you see here that basically, really the only opportunity we had is this nice big spike up that we had, and then it just declined back down here onto the 10. So if you captured any of that, it was just a nice quick trade. So we'll see if we get anything more out of this, or now that we're declining down here, it could show weakness here to where this might come off our list. But we'll track it for a couple more days and see what it provides. ERG is another one you see here, gapped up from $15 basically to $27.48. We're flat here, looking to see if we get another trade out of this here, but right now it's sitting very flat. On earnings, so we'll talk about earnings probably more as we get through this week here, but not a lot that tracking. Micron, Nike both had earnings, so we'll look at those in the morning to see if they provide some opportunities, pre-market and post-market. So check those out for potential opportunities. Carnival did do well. If you look at the overall travel did very well today. Here's a chart of MU just so you can see MU after hours. Here's a spike. So we had this, continuing declining down here, or this wedge right here that was pulling down through. And then we got a spike here, 82, clear up to 87.40. A little bit of a pullback here after hours as well. We'll see if we get another rally out of this. You can see here that it kind of stopped at where we were at back here in December 13th. So 87.37 was the high here. We're sitting at 87.40 right now. So you can see that that was kind of the area of resistance that it hit. So there's a line here. I'll go ahead and put that line in there for you. So you can just get a visual on this. But this was the highs. And this is kind of where we're sitting right now. So you can see that even though we dipped down here, this gave you a good direction on where we hit that resistance, and that's exactly where we landed. So you're able to ride this up. If you get caught some of this, you would erode this up here. Either to this 86.41 would be the first block here, or the next one was 87.37. And so you can see that gave us some opportunity there. Again, for those who might miss this, do we get the rally out of here? It's hard to say. Typically, it's the last week of the year. First couple of days in January, so we'll see. But we're continuing monitoring that and see. You can see most years there's been a rally to hit at the end of the year here. So we'll continue to monitor it and see. Hopefully the news is with us to help us out, because I'm sure everybody will enjoy a little bit extra this year. AVGO, still doing really well for us. We do have some gaps here that we have to fill at some point, but you see another high today. So continues to rally up here, continues to perform. It's a little choppy here, but as long as we see this, the next spot here we're looking at is 650. So hopefully we can hit that mark here this week. So looking for more upside on that. Apple, we had this big, pullback here on Apple. Today you can see the low 67.47, trying to get a rally up here above the moving averages again. So if we can break above, 71 tomorrow, hopefully we can continue to rally back up here. So watching Apple to climb back up here if we can. Amazon yeah, really started with a really bad day, but started to rally at the end of the day. So we're hit this support level, and hopefully this is maybe this is a double bottom for this to rally back up here. I typically wouldn't say that that's what it is, but we did hit the bottom here, just around the same support level, and bounced off of it. So hopefully we can continue to rally tomorrow. We definitely looking at that tomorrow to see if we can get a continuation on that this play tomorrow to the upside. So definitely watching that for tomorrow play. And then Lilly, you can see here that we've kind of started pulling back here. This one, earnings, we got a good earnings run, but seeing this kind of dipping down here, I don't know if we have any more in this. So I'm going to be taking this off the list here just because we have others that we can track. Invax was a crazy day. All these biotechs were crazy today. They all spiked up. Looked like there was going to be a great rally up here, back up towards the highs, and then they dumped. And they dumped hard. And so you can see that Invax is back down here in this 200 range, 202 range. So we'll see if this can get a bounce tomorrow. But right now it's looking very bullish. I mean, it just turned right down, still above all the moving averages. So this, the other thing to consider is this could just been a check-in, right? It's so far extended, it could just came down here to check in. And so it could still get a bounce off this. But you can see we have this big breakdown candle here, right? And this pullback, rally back up, and then another pullback here. So this definitely was some level of resistance as well. Looking at the NTX, this is kind of that same category. You see rally up and then a pull back at the end of the day. So seeing consistency across the board. I would typically try to watch the three all together. So if one starts to move one direction or the other, typically the others will follow. So Moderna, same thing. You see it rallied up here, didn't even get to the resistance level, pulled back here, back down to the 200. Microsoft had this, hit this new high, had pull back here, and now we're trying to rally back up here at 320. So if we can continue to break out of here and move Microsoft back up. Shopify continues to just pull down. And today, I was looking at 1285.90 kind of being the range of support. It kind of broke through that. So looking, I don't know where we're going to hit that next range as far as support. Hopefully we can rally back off of here. But right now, Shopify continues to be going down on the downside. So maybe there's a shorting opportunity there, as there's been since it broke our trend line right here. Tesla was looking. I was looking to see if that could get back over the 20 by the end of the day to give us a run up. It didn't. It was just chop all day long. So just really not a trade at all in Tesla today in a really short range. So we've got a gap up here that we need to fill. So hopefully we can get a rally off of Tesla. But where it's sitting right now, I can see this definitely come down here, possibly fill this lower gap because of the weakness in Tesla right now. So if we do that, then we're looking at somewhere around 844, 843 that we could possibly come down to. So just keep an eye on Tesla. Definitely weak in that area. Definitely could come down here. And if you look at the 50, the 50 is clear down here, at 769. So that's a possibility as well if we don't rally up tomorrow. Looking at the bonds, you see here that we have this pull down down to this support level, and then a bounce off that. So could this be a W, basically a double bottom here, and pull up here? It's possible. We'll have to continue to monitor that and see what it does. But right now, bonds should be weak because the government's pulling money and not putting as much money in. U.S. oil gap down here, or you see pull down here, bounced off and it's closed high just under the 200. So we'll see if that can rally up here. This could potentially be a potential double bottom here. But that's U.S. oil. Dollar sitting here right under the 200, just consolidating. You see this long consolidation area right here. So dollar's not moving much. VIX, nice spike up, pull us down, and then kind of pull back down here towards 23. Still elevated above the 20. There's a gap here to fill. So we'll see if it can, fill this gap in and come back down here and let us rally tomorrow. If it spikes back up again, just goes right back up, expected another down day tomorrow. So the SPY, you can see here, came down almost to here our 100, bounced up, came back down. Now it almost tagged 100 again today. So if it's bounced off this trend line, we could be moving up. But if it doesn't, it could have a continuation and fill a full bar right down here to our lower trend line, or the 100 down here. So just something to watch for action in the morning in a pre-market to see kind of what direction we're going. Triple Qs came down here, just found support here at 378.90. And then you can see here it pulled back up and we're back down, and we tagged it again. And we also tagged the 100. So is this, a bottom here to where we hit the bottom twice and can bounce off of here? That's to be seen tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully don't break below the 100. If we do, we have our trend line down here about 371, and then we have the 200 down here at 356, 358. So semiconductors, we're below the 50 now. That's not good. We have our trend line down here at 285. We could find support. The 100 down at 280. So do we come back all the way down here? We'll have to see. It didn't try to really rally up, but it was also pretty flat today. Not as much volumes coming in as we typically see. So here's Dow Jones. Dow Jones definitely showing some weakness as well. And typically it's found support above that 100. Did break down here to our trend line and rode this trend line. Came back down to it again and broke it. Now we're closer to the 200 here, and then it broke back up, tried to recover, and now we're back down here below the 100, between 100 and 200. So does it come back down to 200? It's a possibility, but boy, if it does, the markets may continue to pull back here. So definitely was not looking for the Dow Jones to dump that much today, but it did. So as long as it's under this 350, there's potential downside here. 346 down here to 340, where this 200 is moving averages. WM. So I thought this would bounce off of here. You can see here we had hit bottom here, came back down, tagged it, kind of consolidated. So we were looking for a bounce. It spiked through it today, down to a low here on 208.76, and then bounced back up. It closed right here at the bottom of that trend lines. So can we bounce off of here? Hopefully, but right now, seeing more weakness than we did when we first hit it back in December 1st. So looking for some strength to come into the small caps. Financials, you can see very common with all these charts. There's almost like a double bottom here. So do we double bottom and rally off? That's what we got to watch for. We spiked this today, which showed a lot of weakness in the financials. Thought we're coming down to the 200 and fill this gap, but we didn't. So we'll see. Can we keep above this support area and rally? That's what we want to be looking for tomorrow and this week. Gold. Gold, you can see here, just kind of consolidating here, trying to break over that 200. Has not done it yet. Silver. Trying to break above the moving averages. It's below all of them right now, so it's got some work to do. Bitcoin, it's been, you see back here, kind of rode our trend line, broke up, hit the top, pulled back, hit the top again, and then pulled all the way back down to our trend line. And it's been riding it for about 4 days. So we need to get a break above this and start to get above these moving averages, or it's going to get weak and it's going to break down below it. If it does, 4,200 is our next support line down here. Well, 41,967.50 is where we were at before. So that's where we'd possibly come back here and get some support if it does break our trend line. So looking for a movement below the trend line or to bounce off, so we can get some direction here. AVAX is one of the ones that hit our high, pulled back, rolling back up here to our high. So this is one of the ones we are still have in our portfolio. Hoping that this can rally up to new highs. The other one is Hex. So Hex, hit this peak, came down here, bounced off at 25, came back down, bounced off at 20, and it's rallying back up. It got above all the moving averages over the weekend. So now we're above the week there. We're looking to see if this can rally back up towards highs. So Hex is definitely on the list. And Luna. Luna is this one we've been trading for a long time. You see here we hit a high 85 pullback here, double bottom here, and then rallied back up. And now we're heading back towards that high. We're 81. Looking to break through this 85, 80. Definitely take profit as you get up here, just in case it doesn't hold. If it does pull up and rally and bounce off of it, then you can definitely get it more into it. But Luna is the other one that we've been trading, and definitely like this one. So we'll see if we can get some more out of it. But the rest of the crypto market, very weak still, trying to find some strength. So I'm standing on the sideline with the rest of it, and just waiting for a sign that we're ready to rally back off here and start moving up again. So that's our stocks, that's our cryptos. What we're looking at for tomorrow, definitely watch the scanner. Realize this is a short week for the US. We're closed on Friday. The market's closed. So that means a shortened week, which means be more careful out there with these trades, especially with the weakness we're seeing, and be prepared. Watch the open, watch the pre-market to see which direction we're going to go. And if we start to go up, it could be a start of our rally early. But if it's not, if it's still weak, just watch for those major support levels on the 200s and the 100 level moving averages. Be safe out there, be careful, and we'll touch base tomorrow and see how our trades went. Everybody have a great night.